Hanging out here in Oswego on a rainy and dreary Thursday afternoon with Camden Proud. We're going to talk to two Camden Prouds. We're going to talk to race driver Camden Proud for a couple interviews. Then we're going to have him put his PR hat on for an interview that'll be later. But this was the first one that we did on Thursday. As you can see, that is his Supermodified behind him. And if you know anything about them, you can tell there is a wing support and a wing on top. So that is where we're going right now. First of all, Camden, how we doing?
Good, Doug. How are you?
Good. It's surviving winter okay up here in Oswego?
Yeah, I can't complain. The winter's been pretty light compared to what we've been used to, so this is not too bad at all.
Very nice. 3 times last year, excluding the Classic. Actually had a problem with the left front tire during the Classic. Also got out in the small block Super. His dad didn't run it last year, but we're hoping to have him back in the car this year. 3rd, 2nd, and 7th there. But I guess we'll start with the big story. As soon as I walked in, I couldn't help but notice the wing. We're going to do some ISMA stuff.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do this for a long time and finally made the investment and all the right things this off season and have the right people around us that have helped out, and everything's ready to go now. We even got the wing wrapped last week thanks to integrated marketing, and really looking forward to supporting ISMA this season.
They have 2 races. 2 of those are part of the 5-race series. He's also planning on Evans Mills. I know you guys went up there last year as well. Sandusky is one he's hoping, and that's a 2-race weekend. That's the high miler. And in a perfect world, the North-South Shootout, which is not actually a point race, that's at the end of the year on the ISMA schedule. So I guess we'll start with, first of all, why this? You told me you've had interest in doing this for a few years.
Yeah, we've had interest for a long time, and it just hasn't worked out. We had the wing on our old hot car in 2021 and ended up getting in a bad accident and never made it out. In 2022, we ran this car here from Doug Didero the first time, and just wanted to focus on the tail wing at Oswego and not dive in too crazy on any ISMA stuff. Last year, we had every intention of supporting the Challenge Series shows and ended up having a much shorter season than we wanted due to my dad's health. So he's in a better place now, and we're getting ready to support as much as we possibly can, both ISMA and Oswego this year.
Tim, we're glad you're doing better, man. We hope to see you maybe him back behind the wheel. So what is this going to be like? Because that race is the first one, by the way, for ISMA is on June 1st at Oswego. So I'd imagine we are going to need some laps.
Yeah, we will. Yep, and going to try and take advantage of hopefully the Fast Friday the night before. And I'd like to go up and test with the ISMA wing on at Evans Mills even before the Oswego season starts.
Okay.
Definitely going to need some laps. I've only ran with the wing once to practice, and this car's never had a wing on it at all, so we have a lot to learn. The competition's very stout, and I'd just honestly be happy with running competitively and having some respectable runs in the top 10. That would be the goal.
Okay. And it's kind of like a sprint car in dirt, with the wing. Obviously, you got to throw away your marks and trust yourself going in the corner is the big thing the guys tell me.
I do. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things is kind of mind over matter. You got to remember that you can't let off where you're letting off with the tail wing on, because you just got to focus. You really got to focus every single lap, hit your marks, and just tell yourself to drive it in a lot deeper than you're used to.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, too, is you also have to be aware of where that car is in front of you. Because what I understand, if you drive right up on their bumper, you can lose the wing and get yourself in some pretty serious trouble.
Things can happen fast, and you definitely don't want to damage your nose wing either. So, yeah, you got to be careful.
All right. So you just said basically just finish those races and just basically get data, I would imagine, would be the big thing, right? Wing placement, angle, things like that.
Exactly, yeah, and just learn and build a notebook for the top wing. And our goal really is to support this 5-race challenge. There's 3 Oswego tailwing races now, and really good-looking point fund for that. Mm-hmm. So we'd like to obviously run the 3 Oswego tailwing shows. We think we can have some good success with those, and hopefully if we're competitive enough on ISMA, then we can be a part of that top 10 point fund and support all the awesome work that Johnny Nicotra's put together.
And of course those ISMA shows, June 1st and June 29th. Of course, Evans Mills had a chance to try that last year. Biggest thing I heard from a lot of the ISMA guys, they were surprised at how racy the track really was and how many grooves there were.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were wondering with the size of the track being a 3/8 mile, how that would go passing-wise, and it was a phenomenal race. I think ISMA's best race of the season, to be honest with you.
Really? Was that good, huh?
It was awesome. Yeah, I was on my feet, actually, the last couple laps in the stands watching Jeff Abel make that move to get the win. So, awesome facility. The Gill family does a great job.
Really do.
And super excited to go up and run those races.
Yeah, and if you haven't been there, by the way, Peggy and Lee really cleaned that place up.
They sure
it's
did.
Really nice. They got a bar there afterwards and everything. And it's a 2-day show this year, which is really what ISMA, I would think, and traveling guys, you don't want to go to just one. You'd rather get 2 in, right?
Yeah, it's great. I think that ISMA's really hit the nail on the head with that. They're doing 2 shows pretty much for all their races, Lorraine, Berlin, Sandusky, Evans Mills, Caraway.
Yep.
There's probably more I'm forgetting too. So I think they've done an excellent job with the schedule. You've got the New England doubleheader, which isn't at the same track, but Lee and Claremont one night after the other. They've done a really nice job putting the schedule together, and I think it's very racer friendly.
And Sandusky, that's the High Miler,
Yeah.
another 2-day show. Have you ever been to Sandusky?
I've been to watch many times,
But never on the track.
Never on the track. So if the Oswego season is going well and we haven't had any bad wrecks, we're competitive at Oswego with the ISMA wing, we definitely would like to go out there. That would be my goal. If we could hit one more ISMA race, Sandusky's the one I'd like to do.
Okay. And, of course, at the end of the year, non-point race, which is probably a good idea
Yep.
to approach this because I know it was not originally
Right.
on the schedule. But that North-South shootout in North Carolina is creating a lot of buzz.
It is, yeah. I think a lot of teams are really excited about that. They've already done a great job committing to the purse that they're going to pay out. It's great tow money and makes your trip down there worthwhile. And I'd love to be able to support it. It's my birthday weekend. I may be over in Norway, I'm not sure, but if I can talk Dad into it, if everything's gone well, we're in one piece. After Evans Mills, I think will be the last race with this. And we've had a good year, then why not go down and support that? That's what we want to do, is just support this super modified deal as much as possible, both configurations. That's really important right now for the series, that you're able to do the crossover.
Yeah, and with the wing, obviously. I would think, too, in North Carolina, in the middle of stock car country, this would be an interesting deal for the fans. I'm kind of wondering even if they know much about these winged supers at all. What do you think?
I wonder that too. It's been quite some time. They ran Concord, which is no longer there, and also Ace Speedway. I think Orange County maybe is another one they did down there, but it's been a while. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the fans think. I know the New England Series is trying to have a race at Hickory here in the next few weeks. We'll see if that
the winged
happens.
supers are in right now. Let's be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm seeing more cars like Tyler Schulich and the new team
Yeah.
there with Bodner Motorsports.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time to be a winged super modified driver, and with this one coming up and expanding their schedule, coming off a great season, I'm sure that was part of your decision to do some of these races, wasn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely was. I think what Danny Sewell's doing, he's done an awesome job, and he knows we've been trying to support it for quite a bit now. I was talking to him prior to last season, and it just didn't work out, but he's been a huge help to us, helping us find the right parts, actually getting us some parts to get all this assembled and everything together, so appreciate everything he's doing for us and also with ISMA.
Of course, we want to thank our good friends at Garofalo's. We're going to go there later and get some subs.
There you go.
And some sausage to take home to Dad right here on the main drag in Oswego, right across from A&P Auto, just a little bit west of the Speedway. But
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys at the Speedway already know that. But for those of you that come into town, make sure that's where you get your stuff for your RVs and for your campsites and everything, because they got everything that you need. Remember to subscribe, turn on the notifications, and obviously leave a comment if you want us to do something else with Camden, or you got another ISMA guy you'd like us to get a hold of. Please just let us know, and we'll take care of that. Thanks for having me up today. Good job, man.
Thank you, Doug.